I get way too frustrated when people don't understand jokes. And I don't mean them not getting the punchline, I mean they don't understand the meaning of jokes. Specifically in two ways. One, assuming a joke means nothing just because it's a joke, and two, assuming it means something that it doesn't actually mean. For starters, jokes have meaning. People will say, oh, it's just a joke, it doesn't mean anything. But that's not true. Jokes are only funny in a certain context, and that context adds meaning to the joke. For example, this is one of my favorite jokes. I was feeling bad one day, and my friend said, it could be worse. You could be stuck in a hole in the ground full of water. I know he means well. The joke, for those that don't understand it, is that I know he means well means two things. One, it means I know he means to do a good thing. But two, it also means a hole in the ground full of water. I know he is referring to a hole in the ground full of water, aka a well. The only way the joke makes sense is because those two things mean the same thing. If I instead said, I know he means to do well, it wouldn't make sense. It only makes sense in the context that well and well are the same word and the sentence applies to both. That's it. If you were to make the joke in any other language, it wouldn't work, because well and well would probably just be two different words. That's not a lot of context, but it's context that makes a joke anything at all. Without the context, the joke is meaningless. But you all understand the context because it's fairly simple. Here's a joke with more nuanced context. Knife has one silent K. Knickknacks has two silent Ks, and the Republican Party has three silent Ks. The joke is obviously that the KKK is a part of the Republican Party, but it's silent. So silently, there are three Ks. That's the joke. But if you don't think the KKK is in the Republican Party, the joke doesn't mean anything. It's like if I said, there are three silent Ks in raccoons. That doesn't mean anything. Like, you might be able to understand I'm referring to the KKK, but what does raccoons have anything to do with that? Similarly, if you think that the Republican Party and the KKK are completely separate, then the joke doesn't make any sense. I'm just naming two unrelated groups. So the joke only works, it only makes sense in the context of the KKK being in the Republican Party, which, if you don't believe that, the joke's not funny. So if someone says, hey, I'm Republican, I'm offended, you could say, it's just a joke, because it is a joke. But the joke only works, and the joke implies that Republicans are racist. So even though it's a joke, it's not meaningless, it still means something because it only works given certain context. However, on the opposite side of the coin, people also try to infer more context than there actually is. For example, racist jokes. If you were to make a joke about a racist stereotype, people will say, you're racist, but I don't think that's what it means. The reason racist jokes really work is because of the juxtaposition. You're like, oh my gosh, did he really say that? It's often shock that a racist thing was said. But the thing is, that only works if it's racist. For example, if I were to give the joke that I was using some ancient historic farming equipment, haha, the joke is that they were used as farming equipment, and you're shocked, oh my gosh, he went there, I thought he was talking about farming equipment. What a juxtaposition. Woo! That's the joke. However, if you were to go back 200 years ago and said, I bought some farming equipment, and then showed this, they would go, yeah, you did. What's your point? It's not a joke, it's just normal. The only reason it's a joke now is because we all agree this is wrong. You're laughing because I'm bringing up something shocking, something juxtaposition. It's funny because it's wrong. If you didn't view it as wrong, it wouldn't be funny, it'd just be a normal answer. So if someone makes a joke about black people, it doesn't mean that they don't like black people. It instead means the exact opposite. That they value them equal to anyone else, that if you were to joke about them, that is shocking, which is why it's funny. So when people are making jokes, you can easily just take them at face value for what they're actually saying, but actually question, why is it funny, and why are they saying it the way they're saying it? Because not actually questioning it thoroughly leads you to come to conclusions that aren't always true, and assume people mean things that they don't actually mean. So don't take things at face value, think, and come to conclusions yourself.